It was late, a quiet night typical of our childhood, illuminated only by the dull glow of the iPad screen. My sister and I sat engrossed in our videos, the rest of the house silent except for the distant hum of appliances. "Get some juice," I suggested, casually breaking our comfortable silence. My sister nodded, and together we stepped into the darkened hallway. The air felt suddenly colder, heavier. Pausing atop the staircase, my sister whispered, "Let's just look downstairs first." I agreed, though unsure why. As we sat, eyes fixed into the blackness below, a figure materialized from the shadows, a girl dressed entirely in white, her hair long and obscuring her face. My heart froze. Before we could react, she began slamming windows, her presence growing more violent with every passing second. This wasn't just a prank, it was something far more sinister. The image of that girl lingered long after that night 4 years ago, etched into our memories with painful clarity. Our grandmother's house had always been a warm sanctuary, a place of safety filled with laughter and love. But ever since that inexplicable encounter, its comfort was tainted. Initially, we convinced ourselves it was an elaborate prank orchestrated by our mischievous aunt, yet the chilling realization came swiftly when I called out to her and she answered from the laundry room upstairs. She hadn't moved. She was oblivious to our growing dread. My sister's eyes met mine, wide with fear, and when we turned back to the staircase, the girl was gone, vanished as quickly as she'd appeared. We never spoke of the incident openly, burying it beneath forced laughter and strained jokes about ghosts. Yet, something shifted in the air of our home. Shadows seemed darker, sounds more sinister. Nights became endless vigils, every creak and rustle amplified tenfold. Driven by persistent anxiety, I began secretly investigating. Who was this girl? How could someone simply appear and vanish without explanation? Was it possible we had seen something beyond the physical world? The house itself was old, built generations before, passed down through our family like an heirloom, each generation adding their own stories, whispers of spirits and strange sightings always lurking in the background. Digging through forgotten boxes in the attic, I discovered a faded journal belonging to my grandmother, written long before her passing. The entries hinted at unsettling experiences. "She comes at night, silent, watching," one entry read. "Her anger grows. I feel her frustration shaking the walls. Who is she?" The handwriting trembled across the yellowed pages, revealing my grandmother's quiet torment. My sister and I spent the next months teetering between skepticism and belief. Sleep became scarce, nightmares frequent. Visions of the girl in white haunted our dreams, always standing silently, accusingly, just out of reach. We found ourselves drawn inexorably back to that staircase, compelled to sit and watch, waiting for another sign. Then one stormy evening, as thunder shook the house, I felt an overwhelming urge to return downstairs. Ignoring my pounding heart, I stepped down cautiously, my sister reluctantly following behind. At first, nothing seemed amiss. The living room bathed in shadows cast by flashes of lightning. Yet, as I moved deeper into the darkness, the temperature plummeted sharply. "She's here!" my sister whispered urgently, clutching my arm. And she was. Emerging from the shadows was the girl, motionless, her form flickering as if she weren't quite real. She raised a hand, pointing toward the window, violently slamming open and shut, a rhythm matching the fury of the storm outside. My mouth dry, I summoned the courage to speak. "Who are you? What do you want? You!" Her head tilted slowly, revealing eyes hollow yet filled with sadness. "Forgotten," she murmured, her voice ethereal and echoing. "Always forgotten." She stepped closer, her presence heavy and oppressive. The air crackled, electricity tingling through my fingertips. A deep sorrow emanated from her, merging with our fear. "Help me," she whispered, desperation lacing her spectral voice. "How?" My voice trembled, barely audible above the storm. She reached out, fingers brushing mine. Cold enveloped me, visions exploding behind my eyes. I saw fragments of memories, laughter turning into sobs, joyful gatherings dissolving into darkness. Faces distorted, unrecognizable, filled with pain and fear. The girl's anguish pierced my chest, overwhelming and profound. I fell to my knees, gasping for breath, the connection severed as abruptly as it began. When I opened my eyes, she had vanished, leaving behind only the echo of her despair. That night marked a turning point. The girl's presence became stronger, more tangible. Objects moved without explanation, whispers filled the halls, and our family slowly acknowledged the strange occurrences. Yet, despite our collective acceptance, the girl herself remained elusive, always on the fringes of perception. We attempted to uncover the truth behind her identity. Family records hinted at distant relatives long forgotten, tragic stories buried in the pages of old letters and diaries. But no concrete answers emerged, only more confusion, more questions. Gradually, our fear transformed into sympathy. Understanding eluded us, yet we recognized her pain, her anger, her violent outbursts. Perhaps they were cries for help from someone trapped between worlds, forgotten by the living, unable to rest. Eventually, the sightings grew sparse, until one day, they ceased altogether. The house returned to something resembling normalcy, though never fully shedding its underlying tension. Yet even now, years later, when the night is quiet and shadows deepen, I feel a chill run down my spine, a silent reminder that she might still linger, hidden from sight but never entirely gone. Each creak of the stairs, every flicker of a distant light, makes me wonder if she's still watching, waiting patiently to be remembered, her presence forever haunting our home and our memories. It's been 4 years, and the questions remain unanswered. Sometimes, late at night, I sit by the staircase again, eyes searching the darkness below, waiting. My sister has moved on, convinced it was all our imagination. But how can I dismiss the vividness, the coldness of her touch, the raw anguish I felt? Was the girl truly a lost spirit, desperate to be remembered, or something more sinister, hiding her true intentions? As the years pass, I become less certain of what happened. Yet the feeling, the chilling certainty of being watched, never leaves. Perhaps some mysteries are meant to remain unsolved, existing solely to remind us how fragile our perception of reality truly is.
And so, the shadows stretch further, and the mystery only deepens. But this is far from the end. It's merely the beginning. What lingers beyond the door? Who is whispering your name? And what is that shifting in the corner of your eye? The answers await in the next chapter of these chilling tales. Subscribe to Nightfall Crypt and hit the notification bell, because the Crypt's secrets are endless and the darkness never sleeps. Until next time, stay in the light if you can.